Mount Everest. At more than 29,000 feet, it towers over everything else on Earth, making it the ultimate challenge for mountain climbers. But with extreme challenge comes extreme risk, and Everest is no exception. To date, the mountain has claimed the lives of some 200 climbers, about 1 for every 8 who have reached the top. The most notorious tragedy occurred in May of 1996, when a blizzard trapped and killed 8 climbers in a single day. The New Zealand-based guide company Adventure Consultants had a team on the summit that day. Half of them perished, including the company's president and co-founder, Rob Hall. Guy Cotter was in base camp that day and assisted with the rescue of 15 climbers. Now Cotter runs Adventure Consultants and continues to guide groups to the top of Everest.
A lot of soul searching went on from myself, other people in the industry as a whole, about what happened in '96.
On a mountain that has claimed as many lives as this one, Cotter has learned that safety must come first.
Naturally, we're operating in a very dangerous environment. Climbing the highest mountains in the world is not a safe occupation, even for very experienced people. And so we have to apply an additional level of safety and resources to try and minimize risk.
It's April in Nepal, and Adventure Consultants is organizing an expedition up Everest for a group of climbers nicknamed Team Canada. They will be led by experienced climbing guides Luis Benitez and Steve Moffat. Together with nearly a dozen Sherpas, they will begin the long journey to the summit. But first, every bit of gear that goes up the mountain is checked and rechecked by the guides. While most of their equipment travels ahead with the Sherpas, the team sets out on foot to allow their bodies to gradually adjust to the altitude.
There she is, Big E, pointing one right in the back.
Yeah, a few days to travel yet.
A week later, the team approaches base camp. At more than 17,000 feet above sea level, this will be their home for the next month and a half. In 1996, the team was caught off guard by a sudden storm. Today, computers and satellite phones allow the guides to monitor the latest weather conditions and communicate with the outside world.
Morning.
The climbers take part in a puja ceremony to ask permission to set foot on the mountain.
He's saying prayers to ask forgiveness of the gods for us to enter into the mountain environment of Mother Goddess of the Earth. So this process will go on for several hours. We have to go through this before any of us can go onto the mountain.
Over the next few weeks, Team Canada travels back and forth between 4 camps at various altitudes to prepare themselves for the final summit push. By mid-May, conditions are perfect for a summit attempt, and the team is ready. Cotter and the guides carefully prepare the supplemental oxygen supply.
So these are as important for saving your life as shoes are.
There's about 1/3 the amount of oxygen at the summit as there is at sea level. While some have completed the climb without oxygen, it's an important safety tool used by most climbers today. Without it, a climber's body can become starved of oxygen, causing sickness, disorientation, and even death.
Vic, I have to tell you, you kind of look like an aardvark I once knew.
As the team pushes higher on the mountain, each step becomes a challenge, a lack of oxygen slowing their pace to a crawl. At times they look more like zombies than climbers. While the team rests at the 4th and final camp, the weather report comes in from base camp. There are no storms in sight. In 1996, advance warning of the oncoming storm could have prevented disaster. Team Canada is fortunate to have access to the latest weather information, and the clear forecast means they're headed to the top. The team sets off in darkness. After hours of trudging, day breaks, and the summit of Everest appears in the near distance.
We're just about to climb the hill and stuck. We're really close to the summit now. It's such a dream come true. The sun's coming up, it's beautiful.
After nearly 2 months of work, Team Canada reaches the top. There's time for a few photos and a break to soak in the view and appreciate the accomplishment, one that has taken the lives of so many others. Back at camp, the team is welcomed with a celebration put on by the Sherpas. "10 years after the worst disaster in climbing history, another team summits Everest and returns safely. But while Team Canada was successful, the season was not without its share of tragedy. 11 climbers from other expedition groups died on the mountain, the highest number since 1996. But for these climbers, and many like them, the risk is worth the reward, a chance to stand on the top of the world.